good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my NSTP class for CWTS 1 for section IT1E and IT1D and AM1G. So if you are here on my live, so say present. So while waiting sa iba, please, yeah, we'll have a music muna, no? Then please yung naka-assign na kasali ko sa live, please pasok na. Sorry, i-out ta mo kay I need to, ano kasi, dili na to siya ma-live kung naa mo. So, mao na ang gi-out sa ta mo saglit. So, anyways, go back na. Balik na po tayo. Kasali ko sa live. Wait, yeah. So, meron tayong mga bagong salta ngayon. Kasi we have this reshuffle sa mga section. Kaya we have new classmates under my supervision. So I posted already my latest
Morning, sir.
class list. Yes, good morning, Marco. So I posted my latest class list sa community. So tingnan nyo po if andun po yung pangalan ninyo. So kung wala, I hope walang natanggal sa klase ko. What happened to my mouse? Well, mag-check muna ako and waiting for the others, no? It seems to be na ang daming nag-attendance, yet konti lang nagtingin. So we will check on that if you are really watching all the, ano, no? Madali lang man yan malaman kung you are really watching the live. Arbol, Mr. Giancarlo Arbol, hindi kasi iwan di po. Ano na ka, AM1G na imong section, no? So next time po pag mag-attendance, AM1G na. As well as Miss Cecil Marie Bahar, AM1G na po inyong section. Sa kanilang NSTP lang po. Alden Mapinugos, IT1 Ika. Don't forget your section, please. IT1 Ika. Yes, pag-follow mo sa LARC, naglagay man ako ng instruction doon sa sa community. Bakit umalis yung nasendan ko ng invitation dito sa LARC? Please come inside na po sa LARC. Yung mga bagong salta na bagong salta, yun talaga term. Yung mga newly under sa akin, especially yung BITM, please tell them na we will have our class first before tayo mag-meeting at 11:30 a.m. So, I already give the link. Ayan, Remigio, pasok na kasi I did it lang kasi hindi ako maka-live kung nakapasok kayo. So, dapat mag-live muna ako before kayo magpasok. Yeah, sorry if I kick you 2 times. Ay, namali na ako pag-plug in sa sa headset ko. Instead na sa mic ko na yung audio in, doon ko sa headset na lagay kaya wala palang audio. Sino nga tong BITM dito, please? PM po. PM sa inyo GC na we will have our class first no dito sa channel before tayo mag-meeting. So 2 minutes left before the closing of attendance. So, so 40. Ilan tayo dito sa live? Wait. So upon checking, there are 43 in my attendance, and the viewers are only 34. Then dito sa LARC, we have 34 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 40. May anim dito sa ano, then 40, 33 plus 6. So 39. So may apat na hindi nag-continue, just nag-attendance lang. And I have 150 students, no? Then there were only 30, 40. So mga almost 20% ra. Kaya naman, don't you ever say and don't try to ask na, "Sir, can I pwede ba makapasa na ato na activity?" 'Di ba? Like what I've said na atong orientation that you are not allowed to answer the activity that was conducted during the live session. So pag may activity ako, then nakita ko sa attendance that you are absent, so of course, hindi ka allowed magsagot, no? So please stop sending messages, no? And please don't give me also the reason na ano, matagal ko na po yan pina-download ang LARC, yung sa sugod pa lang, no? So please wag na kayo mag-give ng reason. Matagal ko na po yan ipa-download, then until now hindi pa rin ka pa-download. Almost 3 weeks na good na siya. Basta ako nag-ano lang jud ko na I always ano no, just remind every time may meeting. Dahil marami kasi nagsisend ng message. But then again, there are also activities na allowed yung gawin din naman. But mayroon din talagang special to those who are really attending the class. And katong yung mga bagong salta po, please check your ma-open ba ang portal? Na diri sa live, ma-open ba yung portal?
Ako sir dili.
Wala pa mo, sir.
Dili pa ako, sir.
Dili pa
Ah,
ka-open.
okay.
Kaya paguro na input ang birthday.
Okay. Um, but anyways, we will have our meeting naman at 11:30, no? So that you will know kung anong section talaga kayo. So hindi na kayo BITM 1C and CE 1C or D ba yun? You are already mixed with the IT 1D, IT 1E and B AM 1G. Oh, na naka-open si Sir Sir Magani. No, pwede na kayo hindi mag-login sa LARC. So I'll give the details muna later, no? But for now, let's have muna discussion. So after the break, doon na yung mga discussion natin, no? But for now, let's have focus muna sa klase natin. Layamantog, if you are, if you receive the message sa LARC, so pasok ka sa LARC. Sorry, kung hindi, kasi di ba, if have you read ba the instruction na gagawa kayo ng dorso that your family name, first name na email?
Yes, sir. Naka, man to, sir?
Okay. So, kasi yun siya na email, yung may dorso, yun yung nyo, i-sign in ninyo sa inyong LARC, no? Wag yung because for
Dili
almost
lang ning
daw, kasi for 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks na, marami pa rin sa inyo ang hindi naka-sign in sa G-form, no, na binigay ko. Kaya naman, what I did, so that, then ang iba din, mali-mali yung email na binigay nila. Kaya what I did, so para lahat talaga makapasok din sa LARC at ma-invite, kasi starting today, I will no longer send to your email, no? I mean, I'm using my own email to send the invitation to your email. But now, capable si LARC na automatic doon sa app, no, sa platform na LARC, mag-send ng invitation. Kaya, sabi ko na talaga mag-download na kayo ng LARC. Kasi if you can't download the LARC, then I send the email using that dorso over the LARC, you cannot receive, no? And kasi like I think dito man yun sa NSTP na baka kasi you will send the invitation sa GC ninyo. But those classmates ninyo hindi invited kasi meron yang naka-assign, di ba? May naka-assign sa inyo na uh, that will join the live. So ayun, naka-off pa lang video ko. Kaya ayun po, bawal siya kumutas ang likod eh. Mauto hindi siya pwede magpasok. Kaya obliged talaga mag-create ng LARC. So those who were invited lang talaga ang makapasok. So did you get my point? Kasi meron last week yun nakapasok na hindi siya invited. Of course, alangan naman tanggalin ko pa siya dito. No? Nakapasok na siya sa live LARC eh. Mendoza? Na mo na ning karon unsaon daw pag join sa LARC. Next time na lang Mendoza, no? Don't worry. Um, pag say present kayo nandito sa LARC live please dito sa chat para ma-record ko din. Hindi po nag-down ang server ng DSST. It so happen lang po na currently we are changing the domain name. So, yun yung isang reason talaga. We are changing the domain name kaya ano, so sa paglipat ng domain name, so some issue na hindi ma-open yung ating portal. Leia, again, if you receive the email, yung hindi pa Durso na email yung former na email, then you can uh, get inside the LARC. Para next week, tuloy-tuloy na yung natin klase. So, no need na always pa ako mag-wait sa inyo. Okay, good morning, good morning. So, we will start now our class. So, we cannot wait for the others. So, it's up to them if they gonna review. So, maybe next week, we will have now our first chapter quiz. No? So, wait. Malakas pa din yung sound. So, I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay, later na yung yung mga questions. So, let's have muna our class for today. Mampar. Okay, as continuation, we are still in our chapter 1, the citizenship training. So we're done with the Philippine Constitution, the flag heraldic code of the Philippines, and are we done with the good citizenship values? Wala pa, no? Dire sa LARC.
Wala pa, sir.
Okay, so we are now in our good citizenship values that hopefully maabot po ta sa voter citizenship education, guys. You know na the situation today, sabok na kayang politika, no? So, so the good citizenship values. So our learning objectives this morning, so at the end of the session, students are expected to discuss the good citizenship values, enumerate some basic values, and mention situation which Filipino values are delineate. Delineate. Ano sa pagbasa kaya delineate. Hindi ko pa-search. Okay? So, as introduction, a good Filipino citizen is one who plays an active role as a member of the society. Someone must fulfill their duties and obligation to the government and society, and someone must possess the traits of respectfulness, courtesy, punctuality, and promptness and good moral conduct. So everyone is entitled to be a good citizens by living according to good citizenship values which we can derive from the preamble of the Constitution: faith in God, unity, patriotism, work, respect for life, law, government, truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, peace, promotion of the common good, concern for the family and future generations, and concern for the environment and order. These are some of our values as a Filipino which makes us good citizens if we live with them. All we need is the will to live these values. This is the better way to turn things towards a better world. We have to promote a good citizenship that is values based and values driven. So, number one, so the good citizenship values based on the 1987 Philippine Constitution. So, number one, we have pagkamakadiyos. So, faith in the Almighty. We want God to be present in our lives. We always want to have a strong relationship with God. So, Jesus said to them, have faith in God. Whoever says to the mountain, be lifted up and thrown to the sea, and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will happen, it shall be done for him. That is Mark chapter 11, verse 22 to 23. Then we have this verse as well. For just as body without a spirit is dead, so also faith without work is dead. It's James chapter 3, verse 26. And the only limit of our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Let us move forward with strong and active faith. This is a message by Franklin D. Roosevelt. So, respect for life. So, we want all human life to be preserved, nurtured, and safeguarded. So, on Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, God created man in his image. In the divine image, he created him. Male and female, he created them. The First Corinthians 6, chapter 6, verse 19 to 20. Uh, do you not know that the body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own? For you have been purchased at a price, therefore glorify God in your body. Then we have this John chapter 10, verse 10. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. Then a message by Kathy Better. Life is a raw material. We are artisans. We can sculpt our existence into something beautiful. Our debase it into ugliness. It's in your hands. Then we have order. So we want organization system and and predictability. Hindi ko makita. Ayan, predictability in all aspects of our daily lives. So we have this verse, Luke chapter 9, verse 45 to 46. Then Jesus entered the temple area and proceeded to those who were selling things, saying to them, "It is my written, my house shall be a house of prayer, but you made it a den of thieves." Then on 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33, God is not the God of disorder, but of peace. So according to Sophie, order is the sanity of the mind, the health of the body, the peace of the city, the security of the state, as the beams of the house, as the bones of the body. So is order to all things. Next with order, we have work. Everyone wants to have a stable job that will support the basic needs of the family. So this is the best verse for the work. So these days you shall labor and do all your works. On the seventh day you shall rest. So pasabot, of course, being as an faithful, no. So mo na we work naman jud ta sa isa ka semana, di ba? Sometimes sa mga private company talaga mulapas pa up to Saturday, no? So that's why on Sunday, so on the seventh day you shall rest, and aside from having together with your family, it's time also to pray. No, mao dyan na siya ang kanang sa 7 days in a week. So either 5 to 6 days ka mag-work, and the last day talaga is for your family and to your faith. Then on the second Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10, a man will not work, he shall not eat. Again, natin background music. So a man will not work, he shall not eat. Of course, so para mapod kayo ni siya ng verse, so dili ka magtrabaho jud, so you cannot eat, no? Unless if you are richer than the richer of the rich. Kasi okay, like si Rich, of course, yeah, she is a rich man na talaga. So he doesn't work talaga, no? So mo nang makain. Pero napuntoy, of course, ato man yung ginapanang kamutan yun, no? Para natay makaon. So we really work for that a day, no? Then we have this message of Confucius. So give fish to a man, and he will have food to eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, and shall have food to eat throughout his lifetime. So at first talaga, tuturuan mo yung tao, no? Turuan mo siya gumawa ng isang bagay for him to earn money, no? Para na siya makaon. Then, after the days, after learning all the things that you have taught, then, muna na siya ang time dyan na, he will be earning, no? Until makabuhi na siya sa iyang sarili. Okay? Then, concern for the family and future generations. We always want the best for our family. So, for every single member in the present and future generations. So, we have this Matthew chapter 19, verse 4 to 7. From the beginning, the Creator made them male and female and said, "For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined with his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no man put asunder." Then another Luke 3, chapter 3, verse 48 to 49. Then 51 to 52. When his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, "Son, why you have done this to us? Your father and I have been looking for you with great anxiety. He went down with them to Nazareth and was obedient to them, and his mother kept all these things in heart. Well, we have this message by Francisco Balagtas. Pilipino, sa sino man ang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa paruroonan. So, klaro ba ni Charmaline o Clementissima? Kaning message ni Francisco Balagtas? Charmaline, are you here? Ano, wala lagi si Clementissima.
Yes, sir.
Asa mga gikanday?
Load pa ko, sir. Uy, naundan ko.
Ay, oh. Ikaw mo na ito, no?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Anyways, Nation,
Yes, sir.
so nasabtan ba nimo ang message ni Francisco Balagtas?
Yes, sir.
So, sa may nasabtan, sige daw.
Ala.
Kasabot ba kaya ka? So, Pilipino, sa sino man ang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makakarating sa paroroonan. Do you have a friend like that na naka-experience na ka?
Ay na lang ko nailhan, sir. Ako nasabtan na siya dapat kung asa kagikan
So, asa kagikan?
ay dapat sir kung asa balatan pobre ka sir tapos ding dato ka dapat kabalo japon ka mo tan-aw sa ilaha ay dapat kabalo japon ka mo mulingi gud sa mga nanginahanglan gyapon sir.
Okay, so, like for example, di ba kita dyan na nagapaning kamot, no? Then there are times po na we saw these friends of ours na who really are, ano na talaga, that they succeeded, no? Like, they are rich now, ayan. So, of course, pag hindi ka marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan, so, kabalo man jud ta kung asa tagikan, no? We came from the poor, no? Then kalit lang tagkadato, tas mura na tag si kinsa, ganyan. So don't you ever dare to forget na saan ka nagsimula, no? So of course by giving it back, so natay ginaingon na hindi ka makarating sa paruroonan, no? So by
Wala
giving it
this
back,
sir.
yes, ka. So by giving it back, as in mas mo napamapud yun ay mas mo ano pa, no? Mas mo munindot pa dyan na ang imong kahimtang, no? Kasi you never forget kung saan ka galing, no? So, naiuban dyan na naga-food, food feeding ba yan? Naga-feeding, no? Naga-balik sa ilang baryo, naga-pakaon. So, nandiyan po niya itong mga, ito, nagay usay na, abi na ko, nakalimot na ka sa amo, anak ba? Dato na ba kay ka? Of course, pa-humble na itong isa, no? Manlibre na dayon, ganyan. Pero sometimes po, pina-abuse po siya mo ng, usay, maglagot po siya. Pero of course nga, wag kang, relate kaayo. So, ganun. So, kung kamo man, madato man mo, kung madato pa mo sa ako, so, ayun, don't look down the people behind, no? Because, remember, you started from there, from scratch ba? And those people around you, they are the reason bakit ka dumating din. Either you receive a negative or positive with them, no? But they are one of the reason kaya ka umangat. So, wag kang, wag mong kalimutan, no? Lumingon sa pinanggalingan mo, no? Nakita ba na, yes, they went abroad, di ba? pero at in the end mubalik yun, no? Kasi natay ginaiyo na say tawag katong masarap talaga ang buhay sa bahay nawala mo. Parang ganun ba, no? So nandiyan ang happiness jud kung asa ta nag-start, di ba? Kasi dito man nabuo atong childhood, so daghan kay tay memories, ganyan. Then of course, in the future, we will make it with our own. Okay? So ganun lang. So, moving on. Sorry. So, tapos na tayo sa pagkamakadiyos. Then, the second one is pagkamakatao. So, ito na. So, love. We want that each of us desire to love and be loved. So, love begets love. If love reigns in our hearts, harmonious relationship of all the people will prevail. So, in the First Corinthians chapter 13 or chapter 13 na to? So, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. Love is not ill-mannered or selfish and irritable. Love does not keep a record of the wrongs. Love is not happy with evil but delight in the truth. Love never gives up. Love never fails. Love is eternal. There are faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Who believe kay morning love never fails? Would you believe love never fails? So, na iba dili maka-react. So, ang iban po mo react, no? So, I give you a new commandment. Love one another. John chapter 13, verse 34. So, we have this also another by the way, basi matinga mo puros ni verses ha o mga say messages. Close na ba attendance, sir? Sige lang, pag attendance na mo diha, kaya ako i-check. Utangan lang mo plate. So, we have this Roman chapter 13, verse 10. Love is the fulfillment of the law. Then, a message by Leo Buscaglia. When man has love, he is no longer at the mercy of forces greater than himself, for he himself becomes the powerful force. And from M. Scott Peck, love is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Then we have freedom. So freedom, we want that each of us be able to exercise our freedom of will. So Galatians chapter 5 verse 13, if you were called for freedom, brothers, but do not use this freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, rather serve one another through love. So freedom consists not in doing what we like, but having the right to do what we are ought, by Pope John Paul II. Then we have message also from Wang Yangming. The great gift of a being human being lies in our freedom to continually right our wrongs and make new persons of ourselves. No? If nagkamali man ka, don't think it as the negative. No? Think of the positive way. No? Then make that yung mga mali nimo, no, to make you a new person, the new you. Kasi nagkamali ka naman, okay, receive it, nagkamali ka na, di ba? Okay, nasa huli nga ang pagsisisi, di ba? Sometimes, we can compare this one sa mga inmates, di ba? So, at the end, so don't never look them down, no? Because they already received their, yung pagkakamali nila. So, let's give them a chance then, di ba? Then by Thomas Paine, so, he that will make his own liberty secure must guard even that of his enemies. For if he violates his duty, he establishes a precedent that will reach himself. Then we have peace. We want to live in a serene and a secured community with a harmonious relationship with our neighborhood. A place which is tranquil could expect harmony between others and us as well as the government. So Luke chapter 2 verse 14, glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace to men of good will. Then Matthew chapter 5 verse 9, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. And by a message from the UNESCO Constitution, since war begins in the mind of men, it is in the minds of men that defenses of peace must be constructed. No? Tinood kayo ni siya. Since war began in the mind, no? Naram niya sa atong ano ba? Pagkunahuna. If you cannot control man yun, di ba? Even sa atong anger, if you will not control your anger, talagang mag-burst out ka talaga. No? Sa syagit, makikaway, makiksumbagay. So, naran yun na within you, within us. It is in the mind of men that defenses of peace must be constructed. Kaya kung di na nimo pugngan ang imong kalagot, no? Di ba pag maglagot ka, di man yun connected atong mind o atong heart. So, I think naman yun sa mind. Kung di po nimo siya i-control dyan maayo, ayan, burst out ka. So, naran yun na sa imong sarili. So, best thing to do, inhale, exhale, huna-huna kung burst out to, mo di ang may tabo. Kung dili ko mo burst out, kani ang may tabo. So, yung ana, dapat inyong set sa inyong mind. Kaya kung padaloy-daloy kayo, no? Kung suko dayon mo, kana. Daghan kay negativity amo, ano yun, paabot sa imo ha. And next, we have the truth. We want that we ourselves and others be true. So the truth reigns in our land. So if you remain in my word, you will truly be my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. John 8, chapter 31, verse 32. But whoever lives the truth comes to the light, so that his good works may be clearly seen as done in God. John 3, verse 21. And a message by Saint Augustine, the truth can be hidden for a time, but it cannot be overcome. So na po yung pasabot po ani na either you are hiding the truth, no? You know the truth. So you keep it for how many years, but it will still prevail. No? Mulabas ra gyapon ang katotohanan. Next, justice. We want that everyone be given what is due to him, her as a human being, and that what govern all relationship is morally and legally right. Treat others the way you want to have them treat you. Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 12. Again, treat others the way you want to have them treat you. So, saan man po mapastikan mo pupuntaan eh. Saan po din nyo na madala. No? Yes, you can turn off your camera lang. Sino ba to? Si Shermalyn? Clement. Tissima. Next, we have Luke 9, chapter 19, verse 8 to 9. But Zacchaeus stood there and said to the Lord, Behold, half of my possession, Lord, I shall give to the poor, and if I have extorted anything from anyone, I shall repay it 4 times over. And Jesus said to him, Today salvation has come to his house. Psalm 145, verse 7. You, Lord, are just in all your ways, faithful in all your works. Then a message from Jim Carter, the law is not the private property of lawyers, nor injustice the inclusive province of judges and juries. In the final analysis, true justice is not a matter of courts and law books, but a commitment in each of us to liberty and mutual respect. So injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Again, by Martin Luther King Jr., injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So we are done with maka-Diyos. We now go with pagka-makabayan. So unity. We want to be one as a people. We cherish oneness as co-citizens of our country, as members of our family, as co-workers in an institution. So behold how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Psalm 133 verse 1. Then if a kingdom is divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand, and if a house is divided against itself, the house will not be able to stand. Mark chapter 3 verse 24-25. Then Philippians chapter 2 verse 2, make my joy complete by being of the same mind, maintaining the same love, united in spirit, intent on one purpose. Then First Corinthians chapter 12 verse 12, as a body is one, though it has many parts, and all of the parts of the body, though many, are one body, so also Christ. Remember, upon the conduct of each depends on the faith of all. Alexander the Great. Next, we have this equality. So we want that each of us have the opportunity to be fully human, and that no one be the victim of prejudices or biases of any kind, and that the interest one not be sacrificed against his will for the good of another. Then God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. Genesis 1 verse 26. So injure not the poor because they are poor, nor crush the needy at the gate, for the Lord will defend their cause. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 22 to 23. Then we have this by Thomas Jefferson. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with the inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and pursuit of the happiness. Then now is the time to open the doors of opportunity to all of God's children. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Martin Luther King Jr. So respect for law and government. We want that the rule of law be upheld by all and at all the times, that the government be accorded respect, and all laws be complied with. So the show that demands the law are written in the hearts, while their conscience also bears witness, and the conflicting thoughts accuse or even defend them. Then let's let every person be subordinate to their higher authorities. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been established by God. Therefore, whoever resists authority opposes what God has appointed, and those that oppose it will bring judgment upon themselves. For rulers are not a cause of fear to God conduct, but to evil. So Romans chapter 13 verse 1 to 3. And a message by William Pitt, where law ends, their tyranny begins. Again, where law ends, their tyranny begins. Next, patriotism. So we want the best for our country. We want our country to be respected and honored by its citizenry and the whole world. So for whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. Mark chapter 8 verse 35. So a message by Senator Benigno Aquino Jr. to our late President Benigno Aquino. So the Filipino uh, is worth dying for. I see. Senator Benigno ba yung na-president? Si Noynoy man yun, no? So, father niya pala to. So, the Filipino is worth dying for. So, patriotism is not a short outburst of emotion but a life of dedication. So, Andrea E. Stevenson. Then, by Mahatma Gandhi, the willing sacrifice of the innocent is the most powerful answer to insolent tyranny that has yet been conceived by God and man. Now, promotion of the common good. So, we want all Filipinos to meet the basic minimum needs and to have opportunities to develop and use of our God-given potentials. So, we have this Act, chapter 2, verse 44 to 45. All who believe were together and had all things in common. They would sell their property and possessions and divided them among all according to each other's wants need. So common good is substantial and extremely fertile state, no crowding or diminishment as it shared with others. By a message by Saint Augustine. Then lastly, we have this pagkamakakaligtasan. So concern for the environment. We want the environment to be preserved and nurtured for ourselves and for others to be good stewards of the environment. So let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, and over all the wild animals and all the creatures that crawl on the ground. Genesis chapter 1 verse 26. So you visit the earth and water it, make it abundant, fertile. So God's stream, if filled with water, with it you supply the world with its rain. Thus do you prepare the earth, you drench plowed furrows and level the ridges. With showers you keep the ground soft, blessing its young sprouts. So Psalm 65 verse 10 to 11. Okay, then with Charles A. Lindbergh, how long can men thrive between walls of a brick, walking on an asphalt pavements, breathing the fumes of coal and of oil, growing, working, dying, with hardly a thought of wind and sky, and fields of grain and seeing only machine-made beauty, by mineral-like quality of life. So, by Tom Macmillan, for 200 years we've been conquering nature. Now we're beating it to death. Okay, so I hope yeah we have all those verses about the so that's the character of the good citizenship values, no? For a while. So have screenshot for your activity. So I know there are really a lot of verses. So others talaga I I could not even ano din, no? Um, asa naman to? So we can relate these good citizenship values in relation sa atong ayan. So we have this so mo kay siya gihimo nato siya NSTP core values, no. Ang pagkamakadiyos, so pagkamakabayan, pagkamakatao at pagkamakakalikasan. So I hope you remember these four core values natin. Okay? Then okay, so for your activity in this topic, so answer the following question in a narrative form. So we have three questions, so you could have at least three members in each ano no, in each group. So just write lang din kung sinong sumagot sa first question, second question, and third question. No? Then again, please, this is only a group of three. So what is the first values you notice about yourself? In what way you discover that values? Second, what is the worst values you've encountered, seen, which turn you to be a better one? Then last, do you think values determines behavior in our society? Okay? So I'll try to open. So we will break muna kasi then we will proceed sa ating ano no, chapter ano to? The last topic for your chapter 1. So mag-out muna tayo sa live, then balik tayo later. So I'll give you 20 minutes. So we have our break naman talaga 20 minutes now. Then again, you have your ano naman, magsabot-sabot mo kasi inyong grupo. So isa lang ang mo ano ha, mo submit kung na kay ka group, make it sure na at the end lang pud sa answer butangi lang pud siya og pangalan nimo. Okay? And to those who just ano, so I'll just give you 20 minutes. I-open ako sa Canvas. Then i-submit dayon. So time check para same time ng oras. So 9:52 sa ako or 9:50. So, 20 minutes. So, close na po siya 10:15. So, dapat makasubmit na mo. So with this question, please screenshot before na po i-off. Then kung wala dyan mo yung kagrupo, then you can submit by your own, no? So again, this is just a group of 3. So you may start your answer now. It's back 10:15, 10:20. Okay, so nagbutang ra ko good citizenship value. Submit ra ninyo dayon ha. Save and publish. Ang pangalan niya, good citizenship values. Diretso lang answer sa canvas. Or gusto niyo isulat pa handwritten, ayun. Pwede na po. So again, submission up to 10:15 a.m. lang ha. Wala na kabalo na mo unsay oras. So, ayun ang pag-expect. Ayun ang po paglangan og submit. Mas maingon na po na close, hinang signal. No? So, okay, let's have a break muna for 20 minutes.